Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. Are you done? What were you doing? No, you're still going. There we go. We have a lot of prints now. It's going pretty good. I did some testing on the painting. So I painted this little octopus. It was just a solid model, and I used the slicer painting thing to paint it. Look at this little octopus. I'm having fun. You know what? As somebody who has said I'm not the biggest fan of multicolor printing, you know what? It's like resin printing. I haven't used I don't have any resin printers hooked up. I've used them over the years. I like resin printing. Like I think I got some resin models around here somewhere. I have some resin models around here somewhere. Yeah. You know, like I like resin printing. You could do some pretty cool stuff with resin. Some really high detail, high quality models. But it's a pain in the butt. So you get a resin printer, you do a couple prints, and then you get annoyed with it, and you kind of just move on to something else, right? Because there's a reason I print a lot of black ABS, right? Because it's easy. Multicolor has kind of always been like that for me, where it's like I'll get a setup that works for multicolor. I'll print off all the models in multicolor that I've been wanting to print for a while. And then once I get that backlog cleared, I kind of lose interest in multicolor again. It's like HueForge, right? Shout out to the HueForge team, good guys. They sent me a license like a year or two ago to play with HueForge. And I did a couple HueForges, and I'm like, this is cool. And then I just kind of stopped doing it because it's not something I normally do. But having an actual multicolor printer that can do multicolor without it, like, to be fair, yes, I have the Prusa XL, but the Prusa XL is big. It's big, and it's in the basement, so I don't really use it too much. But when I do use it, I use it a lot. The Gundam from last year. But having a small, relatively inexpensive, cheap desktop, multicolor, multi-material machine, I'm digging this. I'm kind of digging this now. It's what's the GIF? I get it. It GIF. What is it? This is me. I get it now. I get it. And I still can't wait for Index. So yeah, so I've been having actual fun with this. I've been playing around with the settings. We're still using quite a bit of purge. It's still purging a little too much. And did I lose one of my purge towers? I don't want to lose my purge towers. I need to keep them. I need to keep them for the video. So I have been playing around with my purge amounts, prime amounts, because at default it's still wasting quite a bit. But so far the multicolor stuff has been going pretty good with this. Again, I'm using it fully in LAN mode. I'm not connected to their cloud services. We're not using any of that. We're doing it all locally here as we do because old man yells at cloud. I know the full spectrum stuff. We're not going to play around with the full spectrum stuff until we get the U1 out. So today is going to be the last stream where we feature the Creator 5, which again, shout out to FLASHFORGE. They provided the Creator 5 on the occasion I do content. By the way, they only requested I do one live stream. So we're on Livestream 3 because I'm having fun playing around with it. I haven't played with a commercial off-the-shelf multicolor machine or multi-tool head, tool-changing machine since the XL. So I've been really wanting to see what the current generation of them is like. So that's why we keep using it for stream. I'm having fun. And I'm really looking forward to trying the U1 to put these two compared to each other because I feel a lot of people are comparing this to the U1. So it'll be nice to get the U1 out. So the U1 is what we're unboxing on Friday's stream, just so you guys are aware. But today, what we're going to do is last night I gave y'all some homework. That's right, I gave you some homework. Because today, we've been doing multicolor. But freaking Multicolor. You can do that with a single nozzle as long as you just are okay splooging a crap ton of filament into the void. We're here for multi-material. We're here for multi-material, right? Well, I want to print my flexibles and my inflexibles and my dissolvables and my non-dissolvables and my plas and my PETGs and my abs and asas in nylons. I want to print my multicolor shit, multi-material stuff. So that's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing today. Andrew Rogers, $10 for the more tool changes. More tool changes. Excuse me, sir. I would like some more tool changes. So we're going to do a multi-material print. So what does that mean by that? We're going to print a print that is PETG with TPU with PLA supports. We're going to throw the kitchen sink at this thing. So we have to unload some filament. We have to unload some filament. Got to unload some filament. So we're going to leave white in. So let's unload. Colors 1. Oh, no, that's just the colors. There we go. That one. Unload. I haven't done an unload on this yet. Yes, unload. Okay, remove the corresponding nozzle. Press the bottom of the... Okay, so we take this. So let's see. So according to this, we take the nozzle. Press the button. After hearing the sound of wire cutting, manually extract the wire. Okay. That's it. Okay. So to unload it, you just grab it, you cut it, and then you just pull it out. That's how you unload it. I mean, it's very analog. It's very analog. But I guess it works. I mean, that's one way to do it, and it works. It's actually surprisingly quick. It's nice you don't have to heat it up, because you're going to have to purge it out anyways when we load the new. So, for filament, we're just going to go with some black PETG. I just pulled out of one of the Prusas for our black ABS, or black PETG. It's PETG from Polymaker. Do you want to win a spool of Polymaker filament? Every stream, we give away a spool of Polymaker filament. So if you want your chance of winning a spool of Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. We will be doing the giveaway at the end of stream. So that one, load, next. Oh, wait. There we go. So enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. We're going to do a giveaway at the end of stream. Actually, cancel. I have to tell it it's PETG. Right now it thinks it's PLA. So there is something clicking. I am having an alignment issue with the bed, I think. There's like a click. It's like something's out of round or something when it comes to the bed. Okay. Oh, it's heating. Yeah, I don't think... I hit cancel, but I don't know if it'll... Okay, edit. Okay, so you are PETG and you're black PETG. Okay. Now load. Next. There we go. And then for flexible, we're going to give it some Filamentum 40D. So it's going to be a little bit on the softer side for flexible. Being open source there, NAQuick Ace and Mumma to do, although it would be cool for SnapMaker eventually have this capability as an ecosystem for Clipper based on. Yeah. They print PC, yeah. Well, here's the thing, Creator 5, the hot end temperature of the Creator 5, I think it's probably 300. It has a sock on it. So probably 300 for the hot end. Oh, 320. It'll do 320 on the hot end. And I do believe it is a hard end nozzle. It does come with a hard end nozzle, I do believe. and it's 320 on the hot end itself. So you should be able to print nylons on this. Obviously, this is going to be a problem for some materials because it's not enclosed. They do have a pro version of this machine coming out eventually that will be enclosed. Enclosing this by itself wouldn't be too hard, by the way. Just get a bin that goes over the top with like a little overhang on this side, just so the umbilical. Actually, you might be able to do a full bin. Do I have a bin? I mean, I don't have any cardboard boxes big enough. Actually, I might. Let me see. What do we got over here? What are you? I mean, there we go. There we go. If this box didn't have this flap cut off, that would work. And then the front and back are easy. They're just panels. You just put a piece of cardboard over it, you're done. Okay, so that's that. I got it. Good thing it's recycling night. Okay, has the filament been extruded? Yes. Yes, it has. Okay, so this one. Feed the filament to the nozzle first. Okay, let's put some filament in here. So we have, I put it in the dryer this morning, so it should be kind of dry. This is Filamentum Fiberology 40D. So this is flexible. So here's the thing. My Prusa XL prints this fine, and all my Prusas print this fine, including the Mark 3.5. So, if the Mark 3.5 can print it, I assume any modern printer can print it, regardless if it's a tool changer or not. The only time I would not expect this to print if we're using a multi-material system, because those systems can't do this. So, see how easy this flexible is to load. Okay, so we're down to the tool head. Pinch, load in. Oh, okay. Edit. So it can detect if it has filament in it. It does have a filament runout. It just doesn't have like an auto feeder. Okay, so where is flexible? TPU. So I only have options for TPU 90A, 95A, and 64D. This is 40D. I don't have like a generic, so I guess I'll go 64D because that's the closest thing, and that's red. Load. So let's see how 64D. I don't know how different 64D is from 40D. I'm assuming 64 would be less flexible. I'm assuming. Yeah, so we only have like TPU 64D, so we'll go with like generic TPU 64D. I mean, obviously you can always just change your values. There we go. All right. Oh, it is loading the flexible. It is loading the flexible, so we're good there. Needs a POOT conveyor belt. Well, it only primes at the beginning of the print. We do have like a slot here, and I don't know what it's for. There's like a slot here. Can you, does that go anywhere? Yeah, there's like a little grill here, and I don't know what it's for. And then there's a plug, there's a 4-pin plug on the other side for accessories, I'm assuming. Okay, so we are loaded here, objects. So the TPU is going to be TPU, PLA. Are we going to print it in white or blue? Let's print it in blue. Blue. PETG support and PETG outer. There we go. So we got the blue is PLA, the red is TPU, and the black is PETG. Okay. Print this with our 0.25 standard strength. The only thing I've changed on this is I did drop the 500 millimeter down to 400 to get rid of that squeak from that stupid TPMSD slice plate. From that that rapid is really annoying. That rapid travel is really annoying. So I did drop it from 500 to 400 just so we didn't want to get that honk that it was making. That was annoying. G-code path beyond the, okay, it keeps putting the prime tower outside of the bounds of the printer. Put it there. 4D equals 90, 95A. Okay, so we will tell it it's 90A then. Generic 90A. Okay, and let me fix it in the printer here. So that's, we'll tell it it's 90A. There we go. There we go. It's gonna be really interesting to see how this goes. I am gonna be really interested to see how this goes. How does it do for locking? Oh, it does have a lock in there. Okay. So let's get this movable feast underway. This is an hour and a half, so this should finish on the stream today. This should finish on the stream today, hopefully. By the way, the time lapses do work. The time lapses do work. I have them on a thumb drive inside my house, but you just plug in a thumb drive and you can transfer the file off of the controller to the thumb drive for getting the time lapses off. They're not the greatest time lapse in the world. It just takes like an image every layer kind of thing, but it does generate a time lapse. So the time lapses do work. Yeah. Does TPU stick to PLA? We'll find out. Started printing with TPU. Here's the thing, flexibles are not the boogeyman filament they used to be. And I think a big reason of that is the fact that we've all kind of moved to direct feed extruders. Like, direct feed extruders have become the norm now. So flexibles are not like the boogeyman filament they used to be because, let's be honest, most modern printers can print it just fine. Like, it's not the boogeyman filament it used to be. There we go. A little bit of boogers. Will they make it so you can use Orca Slicer with this printer? As of right now, I don't know. I do believe Orca Slicer works if you transfer the files to the printer via thumb drive. But at this time, if you want to send files to it remotely, I do believe you have to use their slicer or their cloud network. And I'm not using their cloud network. So right now, I'm slicing everything in their slicer and sending it over. Their slicer is obviously based on Orca Slicer. So I'm assuming it's pretty close for normal feature parity. But if Orca Slicer adds something Gucci to it that you want to use, yeah. You can change the filament type. Yeah, I know you can go into device and change what's loaded. I just did it on the screen. CF5 Pro. Yeah, I heard they got delays on that. I mean, here's the thing. Would you rather the printer show up a month or two delayed and work just fine, or you get the beta version of the machine? And then you're gonna have to replace a board in a month, or, you know, hopefully you don't get a lemon. I personally, I know it sucks, but like, if it's like wait another month or two and the machine that you get is that much better, yeah. So now my biggest critique so far on this printer is how damn long it takes to get a print going. It takes a hot minute here. It primes all your nozzles, it gets everything good, and then it does a full bed mesh. Like, the fact there's no adaptive mesh in this, and it's doing just a full bed mesh, is a bit annoying. So this will be really cool. Orca Slicer has like full-on rendering in the new beta version with like actual textures and shaders and shadows. Oh my god, that'll be cool. What's it doing? It's priming. Look at it prime. Look at it go. Oh, I need to save this. Yeah, this is the default. I have the value of the prime amounts. So if you want to know, like, the default wastage on this is way too much. The default slicer profile, we printed this chameleon. The chameleon weighs 90 grams. The purge, or the prime tower, is 100 grams. But for our little octopus boy here, it weighs 96 grams, and the prime weighs 13 grams. I have the value of prime. So normally, like, the stock prime amount is like 30 mm cubed. I dropped it to 15. I will probably drop it down to 5 or 10. It just kind of sucks that it's a prime. You still have to do the prime tower. Like, there's no purge bucket for it. So you do have to put something on the bed. So by putting it on the bed, you do want a minimum volume quantity. Otherwise, you're going to run into issues of it not sticking to the bed. So like prime volume, if we do 10, how much smaller does that make it? Yeah, like it's only a couple lines. Like, it needs to be big enough that it stays on the bed. Okay, we'll drop that to 10 going forward. The SV08 and Saval Zero second look. The SV08 I gave away. I still have the Saval Zero. It's fine. It's just the problem with the Saval, the biggest problem with the Saval Zero is its price. It is a lot of money for a small machine. You can buy like 3 Bamboo A1 minis for the price of a Saval Zero, I believe. 2 or 3 minis. So, like, the only advantage the Saval Zero has is if you need a 150 millimeter cubed printer that sits on your desk and you don't want to build a V0 or a Micron Plus. Like, it's in this like weird niche where you might as well either buy just a cheap basic, like, it costs more than a Centauri Carbon or an 85X, and it's 150 millimeters cubed. The advantage it has is it comes enclosed. So the Saval Zero is a perfectly fine machine. It costs a lot for what it is. It's been discontinued. Okay, it's discontinued. There you go. If you can pick one up cheap, it's a fine machine. There is nothing wrong with that machine, in my opinion. It's just, it was a lot of money for a comparatively small printer. So unless you absolutely needed a compact enclosed machine and you didn't want to build one, because if you wanted to build one, I'd say build a V0, or for a little bit more room, build like a Micron Plus or a Salad Fork, and you'll get a lot more usability out of that at 180 millimeters cubed than 120. It just kind of fit. It was in a weird segment. It didn't really have a proper niche to support in the long term, if that makes sense. Focus. 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 There you go. Great if you have cats or kids. Oh, there you go. Okay, so all our colors are primed. The bed is 65 Celsius, so. By the way, I watched the, I watched the Nintendo Direct today. Nintendo does not know how to make games interesting. I'm sorry, Nintendo. Watching a 50-something-year-old dude in a business suit with an English voiceover explain how he's playing thumbnet wrestling on his Nintendo controller on the new Wii Sports game is not exciting. It does not generate hype. I'm sorry, Nintendo. Ocarina of Time remake, though. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Was it overpriced? It wasn't overpriced. It was. I think it actually would have been cheaper than buying a V0 kit, if I remember correctly. I think the price for the Saval Zero was like $400, $400 or $500. The problem was for $400 or $500, you could buy a normal sized Core XY. Sometimes even an enclosed normal sized Core XY. Like it just kind of sat in a weird, yeah, 400 US. So it's sold out, 400 US. So 400 US. So normally 500 US, on sale for 400, out of stock though. Whereas you can get a FlashForge 85X multicolor machine for 400 US. Like, that's the problem. That's the problem still. That's the problem with the Zero. It's a fine machine. It's just at the price, it's very hard to justify for its use case. It's basically, do you want a slightly smaller Micron Plus? Or in this case, do you want a slightly smaller salad fork you don't have to build? That's basically the only market for this machine. So, I mean, if you can get them cheap, if you can get it for like $200-300 and you want like a small enclosed machine to sit on your desk, it's a good buy, I think. I think it's personally a good buy. It's just kind of like a weird niche. It's got a weird niche. So. Like some of their games hate their marketing. I think Nintendo's problem right now is the fact that their new console, the Switch 2, is just a slightly better Switch. So they don't have like the new gimmick to base all their games around. So they actually have to think for once, instead of like, oh, now we just make a Nintendo game with motion controls. Now we just make a Nintendo game with a second screen. Now we just like, that's Nintendo. It's new console comes out with a gimmick. You just re-release all, you just come out with your normal line of games, and you just come out with the new version of that game in the series with the new gimmick. That's Nintendo. That has been Nintendo since the Wii came out. It's like, we have Zelda. Now we have Zelda with motion controls. And now we have Zelda with second screen. And now we have Zelda... I don't know what the Switch gimmick was. The two controllers can pop out, I guess. But like... I don't know. I honestly think Nintendo games, honestly, while they have had bangers, I think Nintendo as a whole, they are letting some of their IPs rot. I'm sorry. The fact that Miyamoto has come out and basically said, I don't want plots in my games. Like, he has been opposed to plots in video games since forever. That's why, like, the Mario show, like the movies, they're done by Illumination. Because I guess, like, they wanted to actually do plot, like, actually have character development in the Mario movies. And Miyamoto shot it down. He's like, no plot, no development. Bowser always steals the princess and Mario goes and saves it. You want a bit more plot than that? We don't do that here. This is Nintendo. And stupid controllers like the ends. I mean, to be fair, the GameCube controller was really comfy if you didn't have giant hands. But yeah, like the fact that like you know the next Zelda game, like they're doing an Ocarina of Time remake, so obviously that's just going to be Ocarina of Time again. But it's like you're gonna start, you're gonna have no equipment, you're gonna get some equipment, you're gonna do a couple dungeons, then something's gonna happen, then you're gonna do a couple more dungeons, and then you go save the princess. Every Zelda game ever. It's like at least Breath of the Wild kind of broke the formula, and then Tears of the Kingdom is just Breath of the Wild formula again. It's like. Same with Mario. Let's be honest, Mario games have been boring. Gameplay hasn't been bad, but like, I want some plot. I'm 38. I play games for like the story now. I don't play Call of Duty. I don't play like random rhythm games. I play games for like the story. I want to engage in the story and enjoy the character of the game. Nintendo games don't really have that. More fun. I know Nintendo's target market. I know. My son plays the crap out of Mario Odyssey still. He is Nintendo's demographic right there. But it's just like, as somebody who grew up with Nintendo, right? When I was a little kid, I had a cousin who had a Nintendo, like original NES. I had friends that had the SNES, and we'd go over to their house, play all the time. I had an N64 as my first Nintendo system. We had a Sega Genesis before that. We were a Sega household before we moved over to Nintendo. I had an N64. It would be nice if these games that I played as a kid grew up with me, but like Nintendo's like, no, we're not making anything mature. You like Zelda as a kid? Zelda's a kid's game. It will never be a game aimed at teenagers or young adults. Like, you could experiment. We could do a steampunk setting Zelda where like there is no Hyrule Kingdom because the monarchy fell, and we actually have engines and like very steampunky kind of Zelda set in a city where it's like kind of gritty a bit. No, we'll never do that. We'll never do that. That's kind of what, like, Nintendo, as somebody who liked a lot of Nintendo games as a kid, they're still the same games. They don't appeal to me as an adult. Oh yeah, I got nothing against games that are just pick up and play games. Don't get me wrong, I got nothing against that. It would be nice to see some of these series mature along with their audience. Like, you want to talk old. Are you ready all to feel old? Who wants to feel old? Who remembers Twilight Princess, right? Personally, I think Twilight Princess is one of the better Zelda games, at least plot-wise, because there was actually some character development in there, and the characters were interesting. Also, Midna. But the time between now and Twilight Princess coming out, okay, from today and Twilight Princess coming out, Twilight Princess isn't that old, is a bigger gap than Twilight Princess and the very first Legend of Zelda game. So the time from Twilight Princess to today is a bigger gap than the first Legend of Zelda game and Twilight Princess. If you're feeling old and falling asleep, find some gamer subs. Use code Canuck. I do want to try the what's it called? The Twilight Princess PC Dusklight. I do want to give this a try. Dusklight. It's basically Twilight Princess. You have to rip your game cartridge. You have to rip the game off. So you have to own the game and you have to rip it legally. You have to do that. But it basically allows you to run the game on your PC with like fully unlocked frame rate, resolution, a whole bunch of add-ons if you want. It basically turns it into like a modern computer game. You still have your 6-switch Atari VCS. Ooh. Ooh. What is the use case for these small Core XY machines? Making stuff. If you want to do a lot of multicolor, like we're talking a lot of multicolor, you want a tool changer. regardless. Like, I don't care whatever hype you're on. If you want to do a lot of multicolor, like you really want to do a lot of multicolor, in current year, in 2026, you should not be buying a single nozzle machine. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be that stickler. If you come to me and say, hey, I plan on doing a lot of multicolor printer, I'm not gonna tell you to buy a Bamboo. I'm not gonna tell you to buy any system that relies on an MMS for multicolor. You are wasting your time and money. A lot of time and a lot of filament. You should be buying a tool changer. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Either Creator 5, Snapmaker U1, wait a bit for an index, wait for Soval's M1D, or Creality's Clitic, or whatever Elegoo is coming out with, the emoji printer. God, that is such a stupid tie-in. Can somebody, where's Uncle Jesse? Can somebody tell Uncle Jesse to tell his Elegoo rep that emojis haven't been popular for like a decade, and like nobody gives a shit about emojis in the Western world? Also, do we know any of these people? New York City product launch, Elegoo X Emoji Centauri Carbon 2 combo. Like, do we know any of did anyone we know go to this? Is this all like I don't know who any of these people are. There's no 3D printer influencers in there. But can somebody tell Elegoo that nobody gives a shit about emojis? Emojis are like outdated. Is it a CC2? Doesn't Elegoo have a tool changer coming out? I thought Elegoo had a tool changer coming out. Oh, that is an MMS. I thought that was going to tools. Okay, my bad. Okay, scratch the CC2 then. Yeah, no, tool changers are where it's at. If you plan on doing a lot of multicolor or any multi-material, you want a tool changer. Considering how cheap tool changers have gotten, this is a $900 machine. The U1's an $800 machine, or vice versa. Tool changers are just better in every way. I saw a post today on Twitter. Somebody was complaining about how content, like 3D printer content creators, were all shitting on the H2C and saying all these tool changer machines are better, and they were defending Bamboo. And I'm like, no, dude, you're wrong. The H2C is not a tool changer. It still needs the AMS system. It still has all the restrictions of the AMS system. It just doesn't waste as much filament. It still has a time penalty, and it's still expensive and complicated. So yeah, the H2C is not a tool changer. Okay, so we're laying down so black is PETG, red is TPU, and the blue is PLA, for those wondering. ChatGPT uses a lot of emojis. But you gotta remember, ChatGPT and all these LLMs are trained on old data. It depends on what data was used. So if they were using a lot of scraped data during the period of emojis being popular, then they will repeat those trends. Remember, LLMs are not intelligent. They just regurgitate based on data sets. So they use a lot of emojis because probably a lot of the texts that they were trained on from like Reddit and social media and whatnot are probably scraped from a period when emojis were popular. H2C can still do up to 25 colors, but like multi-material models, who needs 25 colors? Yeah. And now that we have, you know, CYMK color blending and all that, you know, 5 tools on a tool changer make light work of that. It's going to be much quicker, and it's going to be way less wasteful. Also, yeah, I could do 25 colors if you want to buy like 6 AMS units or whatever. So another $200 for every 4 colors you want to do. The heated box to print from. They don't need a heated box to print from. They need an enclosure that can trap heat properly. Your printer bed is a heater. I mean, look at the Core 1L. The Core 1L sits happily at 55 Celsius in my garage in the fall or in the spring, just off its bed heater. You don't need a heated chamber. You need a proper chamber that is able to take advantage of the heat generated within. Having an additional chamber heater just means your chamber sucks. or you're not optimizing the heat, or your bed isn't putting enough heat out. Yeah, the H2C. So my Armor 3D, my internal, because here's the thing, in 3D printing, terms are just made up and don't mean anything for defining stuff. If you want me to call your printer a proper tool changer, when you dock your tool, the filament stays loaded. Simple as that. If you dock your tool and the filament stays loaded in the tool, and it's just grab and go with the heat up period, you are a tool changer. Okay? If you have to unload the tool head before docking and swapping to a different nozzle or hot end or tool, and then you pick up the new tool and it has to reload, you are not a tool changer, you're a nozzle swapper. Okay? Or hot end swapping or whatever you want to call it. So if you have to load and unload, you're not a tool changer. I won't refer to your printer as a tool changer if you have to load and unload it between changes. This is on really gummy feet, by the way. It will wobble, but the prints have been coming out really good. So the input shaper, the anti-vibration is actually, I'm surprised the desk doesn't move. This is isolating the vibrations pretty well, I will say. So. Okay, so that is our 4 colors. Our 4 materials are down. First layer looks good. So off we go. Someone thought Vortec was a good idea. Put the correct hat on for this. Oh my God, I need to get a haircut. Okay, tinfoil hat on. I'm saying tinfoil hat shit, deal with it. Bamboo will not come out with a proper tool changer because it will kill their entire lineup. The moment Bamboo comes out a tool changer, why would you buy any other machine they have? You're buying Bamboo machines because they sold you printing multicolor, and now their entire lineup is obsolete the moment they come out with a tool changer. Bamboo is too heavily invested in the AMS-based multicolor system and ecosystem. They won't come out with a tool changer. I highly doubt they're going to come out with a tool changer anytime soon. They will probably come out with one, but maybe by the end of this year, if not next year. Maybe that'll be their big Formnext thing. They'll finally have a tool changer. Because you can't do tool changer on a bed flinger, okay, unless you overly complicate it. And all their current existing printers can't be adapted to a tool changer because of the sizing. Okay, they would need to design an entire new printer for tool changer. And they just came out with the H series and the new P series. So they would need to now have a third form factor of enclosed Core XY just to accept a tool changer. Unless they want to like butcher the H2 platform and put like an X bed in it or something. They won't have enough room you have to design a tool changer from the ground up. You need room for the tools to dock. You need over travel allowances. You have to design a tool changer from the ground up. The Vortex system seems very much like a shoehorned in system into an existing machine. So yeah, Vortex was, how can we limit waste without actually doing a tool changer? So. Yep, that's the other thing. Bamboo has not bought out, but Bamboo has replaced a lot of their white label filament that they were calling Bamboo filament, which was really just polymaker filament with a label on it, or some other brands as well. Now they're making their own filament. Tinfoil hat, they want you wasting filament on purges so they sell more filament. Because I guarantee you, they probably make more money off filament sales than printer sales for the most part. I guarantee you, there might be 1 or 2 printers where they're very profitable on, but I guarantee you the majority of their income comes from filament over one single model of their printer. That's the other tinfoil hat thing, is they want you wasting filament so they could sell more filament. That's my personal tinfoil hat thing. Currently use 6 colors on 90% of your prints. Yeah, and that's fine. I'm not saying these machines are for everyone. But Soval is coming out with a 6+1 tool changer by the end of this year, the M1D. It's got a tool head that can change between 6 tools, and then it's got a separate index or IDEX tool head. So that'll be nice for, you can have like one head dedicated for support, or you use that one head. If you print a lot of big things, think about it. You put like a 0.8 nozzle in that head and you feed it the cheapest filament you have for infill. So when you're printing a big print, you don't want to waste a lot of your nice Gucci expensive filament on infill and a lot of time. So you put like a 0.8 nozzle in that second head there, and you just feed it like generic black or generic white bulk cheap filament, and you just use that for infill. Because it's a tool changer, swapping between tools is barely a time penalty. So you could take advantage of systems like that where you print your infill with a cheap material or a color you don't need, and because like, oh hey, I'm running really low on this green polyalchemy elixir filament, but I want to print something in it, but I don't want to waste this filament on infill. Well, with the tool changer, it actually kind of makes sense to use a different tool for the infill because it's a 5-second swap versus with, you know, an MMS based system, you're wasting filament on the purge. So if you're trying to ration your filament, there goes that benefit, and the 40-second time it takes to unload and reload. So with a proper tool changer, you could do so many more tricks to optimize your print path, to optimize your filament wastage, to optimize the filaments you have and take advantage of it and not waste what you do have and use what you want to waste. You can do that stuff with a tool changer that it doesn't make sense to do on an MMS system. So, oh yeah, color bleed that's why it depends on, like, you know, if you're printing with a dark color, use like white for the infill or vice versa. But like, especially if it's something that's going to be post-processed, right? If you're going to paint it, who cares? But I mean, if you're trying to save filament, you probably want to show off that filament. But yeah, even the M1D, guess what? It's running Clipper. There is absolutely nothing stopping you from hooking up a VVD to that second tool head on the Soval M1D. Think about it. It's running Clipper. Soval's big into open source. They'll let you mess around with the firmware. So now you have a 6-tool tool changer with a dedicated head attached to a 4-color MMS system. There's 10 colors. 6 of them are hot swappable. And then you use those 4 for like, oh, I just need a little bit of red there, or I just need a little bit of yellow there. I don't mind purging a little bit there, because like the majority of the print are these 4 colors or 5 or 6 colors, but I do want to add a little bit of blue here or a little bit of whatever here. That's a pretty ballin' setup. You gotta admit, that is a pretty ballin' setup. What temperature is the bed? I have no idea. It is holding the bed at... Is it bouncing the bed between these different temps? Because tool 1 is 55. What are we printing right now? Okay, so right now we're printing PETG. I'm wondering if it's bouncing the bed between 65 and 85. See, what you're supposed to do when you do this, you set the bed temperature for all the filaments the same. So yeah, you're gonna cook the PETG a little bit. You're gonna cook the PLA and the TPU a bit, but you don't want the bed bouncing between like the temperature the bed is on PETG and then the temperature the bed is on TPU. But it looks like it's just holding the bed at 85 across the board. So we're okay there, yeah. Selling me on the Soval printer. I'm okay with all of it. I just like the application of it. I'm not, like, here's the thing, the machine's not out yet, and I think they're doing it through Kickstarter, which I'm opposed to, and I don't approve of that. But I mean, like, in terms of like the spec sheet and the capabilities, that's pretty damn good. Why is it overshooting? I don't think it's overshooting. I think it's just this is not displaying it properly, because it's holding 85 on the bed, which is the bed temperature you would want for PETG. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just showing, you know, 65, but it's override. Maybe there's something in the firmware that if it's printing with multiple colors, it just defaults to the highest bed temperature and holds it for the print. I don't know. I want index. I want index too, damn it. I'm wearing the index shirt today. Kickstarter, you get a cheaper price. It's pre-ordering. Remember all the game people who play video games don't pre-order video games. There's no point. Well, pre-ordering a printer, sight unseen, reviews unseen, based on a spec sheet, I don't approve of that. The amount of times people have been burned over the years with Kickstarter 3D printers and pre-ordering printers, there's a reason I just now got a Saval U1. I waited until they were in stock in warehouses before I said yes to send me one. Because I want to show the product to go, hey, if you want to purchase it, go purchase it now, this is the price. Not, here's a pre-production machine that's going to be different than the machine you get, maybe in 3 months. Like, okay, yeah, it is going down. It is going down to 65. Yeah, it is bouncing between 65 and 80. Yeah. Do not pre-order Stone Wolf. Yes! Kill a prince. Don't get a Stone Wolf. Unfortunately, that seems to be like... I'm really hoping... tinfoil hat. I'm really hoping it wasn't meant to be this bad. I'm kind of hoping, as much as it sucks, that he just got in over his head. Like, I hope this didn't start out maliciously, what happened with the Stone Wolf. I'm just hoping it's kind of like, as much as it sucks, don't get me wrong, it sucks. Especially for those that gave money. But I'm hoping it's more of a got in over his head with it than like, from the outset, this was the plan. Okay, so we're about to print some PETG on top of PLA, or some TPU on top of PLA, so we'll see how it goes. Seeing the Formlabs Fuse 1X. I saw a quick bit of it on Twitter. I mean, as much as I would love that machine, I am not the market for that machine, and I will never own that machine, so I didn't really put too much thought into it. The snapping turtle. Yeah, I heard that the Kickstarter got canceled. Yeah, it sucks with that. That thing looked really cool, and I was interested to get my hands on one. But again, I don't promote Kickstarters specifically for this kind of reason. But yeah, what ended up happening was I think just costs got up there, and they couldn't justify it. Unfortunately, like the entire, like, everything has gone to shit. Let's be honest. In terms of like pricing, supply chains, everything's gone to shit. And remember, right now, we're pushing it off, right? We're pushing it off. Unless that damn strait doesn't open up soon, the oil is stable around 100 right now, a barrel, because all these countries are using their reserves to kind of float it around that amount. The moment everyone starts running low on their reserves, oil's going to start going up. And everything made with oil or transported with oil, at 140 a barrel, certain things just aren't worth shipping. Like, filament is shipped on boats, okay? Filament is made with oil, and it's shipped on boats. Because it's heavy, but it doesn't cost a lot of money, so it's shipped on boats. It shows up in a port and on a sea can. So when the price of oil goes up, your cost to make the filament goes up, and the cost to ship the filament goes up. And it's across the board thing. So you don't just go, oh, well, PLA is made with corn plastic. Yes, but it's also shipped on boats, and a lot of oils are used in the harvesting of the corn, the processing of the corn, the spool itself. And also, it's not like they just raised the price on the one filament. They and raise it on other filaments to kind of even out the price, so that like the one that's really expensive doesn't go crazy. They kind of raise that up a bit, but then they raise this up a bit too to kind of offset. It's yeah. U.S. national and company reserves. Did you see the Japanese oil reserve? Did you see the image of the Japanese oil reserves amount? I gotta find it. Level. Because they are like dee 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 bump. Yeah. This is the Japanese level of oil reserve. If you're wondering what's going on here, it's crashed from 380 million barrels down to 280. They've lost like a quarter of their reserve, and it is punting down. Oh, look at that! It's actually printing the TPU right onto the PLA, and it's TPU on top of PLA right there. Fortunately, this camera doesn't get a great view, but of oil, but price goes up. Okay, Abby Nuts. To make it as plainly simple as possible, oil is a global commodity. It doesn't matter where it comes out of the ground, it moves to where it's needed. And 20% of global oil production was just removed. Okay, Strait of Hormuz being closed. So yes, while the US does net export a lot of oil, so the US has a lot of oil, it has a lot of certain kinds of oils. For example, certain things like you want heavy oils to make certain products, you want light oils to make certain products. In Canada, we have a lot of oil, but a lot of it's in tar sands, so it's dirty oil and it costs a lot of money to get out, versus like Gulf Coast oil, which is like sweet crude. You basically shoot a hole in the ground and it comes out and it's like the best kind of oil. Right? So different oils are used for different things. So just because you have a lot of some, you still need to import others. Also, if you have it, hey ho, capitalism, why would a company in the US sell oil to Americans for $80 a barrel when they could sell it to Europeans for $120 a barrel? Right? So it doesn't really matter where the oil comes from. The price is pretty much the same globally on paper. Because if you're making it and people need it, they will buy it. So yes. Also, the US, California, for those wondering, if you're on the West Coast, you have the Rockies in the way. There isn't a lot of oil pipelines over the Rockies. So if you're on the West Coast, a lot of your oil is actually imported because it's actually cheaper to import it than to get it from the other side of the Rockies shipped over. And then California does have stricter eco emissions, so they have a different blend of oil. And the further away you are, there's a whole thing to it. There's a whole thing to it. Yeah, the U.S. oil boom is fracking. Produces light sweet crude. Refineries, crackers need heavy sour oil. Yeah, there's different blends of oil. Like, it's the whole thing. Yeah, they dig it up locally, they put it on the global market, then buy it back at world prices without the physical product movement. Yeah. A lot of it is, too, the price of oil is like paper. Because it's like, well, until the oil shows up somewhere, you're just paying a paper price for it. There's a whole thing about paper pricing. I mean, this is not an economics YouTube channel, but this is something that is directly affecting us, and it does kind of tie into the cost of filament. So it's kind of like, hey, it's good to kind of know about this kind of stuff. Because, you know, when you're at the gas station and you're next to some guy who's complaining like, oh, why are we? I dig this out of the ground near my house. Why am I paying so much? That's why. So. But yeah, from my understanding, once reserve supplies hit about a third, then you start running into real big problems. Because it's like some countries literally can't afford to even import oil once oil hits around 150 a barrel. Like, it just becomes too much to even import oil. And if you don't have your reserves, then you're effed. And right now, everyone's drawing down their reserves because they don't want the price to be as high as it actually should be. They're artificially keeping the price low by letting their reserves out. The problem is, during the initial the initial Russian invasion of Ukraine, not the initial in 2014, the more recent one, oil prices spiked. A lot of countries use their reserves to offset those increased prices. But then during the couple years since then, nobody refilled. The US, for example, didn't refill their supply. When oil was cheap, instead of refilling it, like buying oil and refilling it, that would have increased prices a little, and that would have looked bad for Trump. So Trump didn't refill the oil reserves in the US. So yes, Biden emptied them, but Trump didn't refill them. And now they're emptying them again. And a lot of countries had this problem. I think Canada did the same thing because nobody wants to, prices to go up. Post-midterm gas prices. If the Strait doesn't, I heard a thing, we're a couple weeks to a couple months out of, countries running out of reserves, and, we're looking at $150 to $200 a barrel for oil. Then again, the stock market, it's all made up right now anyways. None of it makes sense. For the love of God, nobody here buy SpaceX stock. For the love of God, nobody here buy SpaceX stock. I feel sorry because you're all going to get stuck buying it with your 401ks. I know, John. I know he didn't empty them, but he drew it down and it was never stocked back up. They did pull some out, and they could have refilled them, but nobody did. Break out the bike. Dude, I got an e-bike. I got a little electric e-bike. It's big enough I can put my little guy on the back. I can take him to the park and everything. It's so nice. It's so nice. Go buy an e-bike. I would love to have a motorcycle. Or an electric motorcycle, but electric motorcycles don't make sense because the range on them is horrible. You get 100 kilometers on a 20 grand bike. It's stupid. Gas is just way more power dense at that size. And because you can't do all the fun aerodynamic tricks cars do, they're nowhere near as efficient. So e-bikes kind of suck, but I kind of wish I had a bike. The problem is, I trust myself on a bike. I don't trust everyone else on the road. And with how bad drivers are on the road now, because everyone's distracted or they're trusting the car to drive themselves, I don't want to be on the road in a motorcycle. I'm okay bombing around my neighborhood in an e-bike, but I am not going on a highway on a motorcycle. Because there was zero planning. Oh yeah, there was planning. The plan was don't do this because if you do it, you're going to get the Strait of Hormuz closed and it's going to F up global supplies everywhere. And he ignored the plan. Do e-bikes need a motorcycle license? The general rule of thumb, if it's got pedals, you're good to go. But it depends on where you are. Here in Ontario, it needs to be pedal powered. You have to be able to move it under pedal. You don't have to use the pedals, but it has to have pedals that can move the vehicle. And your max speed is, I think, 32 kilometers an hour. Mine does 45, but max speed is 32. Need 5. Yeah, there's a max. I think mine is 750 watt. I don't know. It was a Chinese company sent it to me, and I think they went out of business after they sent it to me. So they sent it to me. I said I would do some videos on it. I did a stream where we built it, and then I stopped hearing from the company, and I'm like, okay. Was trying to kill me, dude. It's insane on the road. I almost got hit today pulling out of the parking spot after dropping my little guy off at school. White Tesla Model Ys are the current generation of BMWs when it comes to look out for them on the road, I swear.
Max in Iowa is 28. You know what really sucks? In some places, they have less than highway speed bikes. I think Vancouver or British Columbia has it. And there's a few states that have it where you're allowed to own a motorcycle and you can drive it without a motorcycle license as long as you have an automobile license, and it can't do above like 80 kilometers an hour or 70 kilometers an hour. There's like a less than highway speed bike classification, and you don't need a motorcycle license for it. I watched a video on Fort9 did that. They bought Fort9. It's a motorcycle YouTube channel, although they do other stuff now. It's actually, I like it. I like the channel. It's a good channel. Go sub to them on YouTube, Fort9. But they bought like an old scrapped motorcycle, ripped the engine out, did an EV conversion on it for cheap. And it was actually like a really good bike. And I'm like, damn, I would love to do that. But it's a bike. It's a motorcycle. It doesn't have pedals. So over there, it was legal because they don't have that less than, or they have that ruling there. Toasty, what about Toasty Boy? What about Toasty Boy? So Micron is fully done. Stealth Changer is almost there. What's the next build going to be? Oh, we'll see. I'm waiting on LDO to send over some stuff, including a baby belt kit. I'm going to send him a reminder. But we're finishing with this. Then the next couple streams will be around the U1 because I want to play with that. So Friday we're unboxing the U1. We'll probably do the same thing we did with this, where the Friday stream will just be unbox, get it set up, do a demo print. The Saturday we'll slice some stuff and we'll play around with that. And then the Tuesday stream we'll experiment a bit. And then we still have to finish the Stealth Changer profile, and I have to put spool holders on it and whatnot. So the Stealth Changer, while functional, isn't done. We got to finish a profile for it and get it printing properly. We have to rebuild Toasty Boy. We have to build a Trident R2, which we're waiting on Steve permission for me to actually do that. That one's good to go. I can start building that as soon as Steve gives me his thumbs up. And then there's like a couple other things. Baby belt. We got to upgrade the Cocoa Press to the Cocoa Press 2. We got a couple things in the lineup. So after like 20 streams in a row of building a Stealth Changer, I kind of just not want to build stuff for a little bit. Although, speaking of building stuff, tomorrow if we have time, if not Thursday, we're getting close to the end of the Mass Effect 3 playthrough on Twitch. And then before we jump into the other game, or into the next game in the series, after we finish Mass Effect 3, we're going to play another game. I did pick up some new Gunpla kits. So I know some people have been asking me to build Gunpla back on Twitch again. So we've done a couple kits. We've done like a half-dozen kit builds on Twitch. But I picked up Calibarn from Witch from Mercury, and then the light gun type. This one I've been wanting to get. This one I've been waiting for them to come out here. So got that from G-Quux. So we'll be building those two. One or the other. We'll build one, then we'll go back to a game for a bit. Then when we finish that game, we'll build the other one. Trident R2. It is done. It's just not done. It's that last like 1% of polish. Like, put it this way, I could have built the Trident R2 like 2 months ago. They've been up and functional for months. It's just that last little bit of Voron polish that needs to get done before it's pushed public. Because nobody wants to like print all the parts, get like 2 days into the build, and then, you know, and at everyone on the Voron Discord, oh, hey, sorry, you need to reprint this part. So, full R2. I have stripped down the frame to a bare frame. We won't have to redo the electronics, but the idea is we're building up an R2 to put index on it. So we're going to build up the R2, and then we're going to pause it once we get to the point where it's like, okay, now we need index. So, like literally, I have the 3 spools of filament right there to print the colors in. I'm waiting on the go-ahead from Steve to start printing parts. Gonna do a Mark 3S to Mark 4 conversion with my son hopefully soon. I'm thinking upgrading. Did you already get the kit, Spectra? Did you already buy the full kit? Personally, I think it's a better bang for the buck to go to 3.5. But if you do the full upgrade, save your parts, grab a couple extras like a bare frame, and you can rebuild another printer with the spare parts left over if you do the full Mark 3 to Mark 4 upgrade. It might be worth hunting down a couple extra parts. What radio we're going to do for the R2-D2? Simple. The R2 is on the other side. I have sanded it. I have worked on it a little bit. I just haven't done a lot because I've been doing other stuff, mostly house stuff lately. And then we got this guy. I was hoping to get this started this weekend, start like cementing it up. The problem is we're calling for rain like every day this week. Like we got thunderstorms rolling in this afternoon. So I didn't get a chance to go buy cement because I'm still trying to find the right cement. I can find the mortar S, but I don't know if I can do the mortar stuff and then like a day or two later put the other coat of cement on top, or if I have to do it all at once. But I can't find the right vertical finishing cement for vertical carving cement, I think it's called. I can't find it locally, so I'm gonna have to try a different thing. So that I want to get done because I want to do a video. I did not get the kit. Yeah, Spectra, if you only plan, like, the whole upgrade will be fun. Don't get me wrong, it will be fun. But you're taking one good printer and turning into another good printer, just a newer good printer. I think personally the Mark 3.5 is more bang for your buck, or just buying a Mark 4 kit and building it. Because then you have two good printers. You have a Mark 4 and a Mark 3. But if you only want the one printer, there's nothing wrong with doing the upgrade. I just think either go Mark 3.5 or just get a Mark 4 kit. Or do the upgrade and then take the leftover parts from the Mark 3, add a few missing parts, and then build another printer like a Prusa Bear or something like that. And put Clipper on it. This print is coming along pretty good. Yeah, this print's coming along pretty good. Like, this is printing clean, I will say. Super happy with you, Mark 3 to Mark the next extruder. Oh yeah, the next extruder is amazing. The next extruder is amazing. Also, the R2 is on a bit of a pause right now, or not R2, it's an R6, but the Astromech. I broke my sander. I killed my sander resanding my deck when I stained the deck. So that was last week's project. I had to sand and restain my entire deck. So there's me deck. And then me deck was all worn out and old. So I cleaned up me deck and I painted it. And now my deck, that's not it. Where is it? There it is. There's me deck right there. So now me deck is all nice and brown and clean and looking good. So now I can have everyone can come over and hang out on me deck. So have a party on me deck. And if you don't get the joke, look up New Zealand deck finish. So yeah, this, and then I have been hunting down carpenter bees for the past like week, and I think I've gotten rid of like 12 of them because they are just flipping everywhere. It is insane how annoying they are. I found out they had a burrow underneath one of the stairs, so I had to go in there last night, unscrew a bunch of board panels to get underneath one of the set of stairs that go from like the higher to the lower area of the deck, so I can like fill up all the holes that they bored under there and were living in. Carpenter bees, as much as I don't want to kill carpenter bees, because you don't want to kill bees, they are so annoying. They are so annoying. Best bet be the Mark 3.9S. This is a sweet spot. An extruder is way better than the E3D V6 hot end. I don't have any issues with the V6. Like, I keep my Mark 3.5 around. My Mark 3.5 around is my ISO 9001 standard 3D printer. Okay? If it can print on a Mark 3.5, it can print on anything. So I keep my Mark 3.5 around as like a comparison printer if I ever need to judge like, oh, how does this filament print? Well, if it can print on a Mark 3.5 Prusa, it can print on anything, or at least it should be able to print on anything. So if we get a machine and it's just printing like garbage, I could pull out the Mark 3.5 and compare it and go, okay, if this thing can't beat a Prusa Mark 3.5, which is hardware from 2018 with just modern electronics, if it can't beat this, there's no point in getting it, kind of thing. Carpenter bees are not honeybees. I know. I know. They're still pollinators, though. But yeah, they've been boring holes into my deck for the past couple years, and I let them be for a while. Get it? Be. I let them be. I let them be for a while until I started trapping them. Because, like, they're very territorial. So they were chasing the yellow jackets. We get wasps, like paper wasps, because underneath my deck is mud. So paper wasps like to build their nests under my deck. So the carpenter bees have been keeping the wasps away because they annoy them. They dive bomb them, right? They chase them away. The problem is, before it used to be one or two. They had two little burrows and they were in like the corners away from everything. So it was okay. This year they have like 6 or 7. At least as far as I've found. And I think this container now has like a half dozen in them, plus like a bunch I've sprayed out of the air with wasp killer. So it's like, okay, now there's way too many of them, and they are digging into the deck. I see like all the little scratch marks where they start to dig, and then they give up because I stained the deck. I restained it, so it's like you can tell where they started to dig, and then they didn't like the taste, so they left. So now I have all these little dishes in my deck. Oh, it's so annoying. So yeah, I'm like, nope, I can't let them do what they do, unfortunately, anymore. So, not the bees. But yeah, the trap was really easy. All I did was got an old 4x4, a scrap piece of 4x4 that was just like literally hanging out under the deck. You drill a 3/4 inch hole up through the bottom, about like that far, not all the way, just like that far in. And then you drill 3/8 holes upwards on an angle. They got to be upwards on an angle. So there's one hole going down the middle that's like 3/4, and then these are 3/8 holes on each side. And then all I did was just glue the lid of a mason jar with a hole in it, or actually I screwed it in. So I took a mason jar, cut a hole in the top, I screwed it to the wood, and then like vinegar, sugar, water, you just screw it in, and that attracts them. And once you trap one, they release pheromones that attract others. Good caulk gun. The problem is they do it on vertical surfaces. So where they like to put their nests are like, if you have a wall here, and then you have a post, like a fence post, they put their holes in here, like on this side, okay? So, like, you have to get around to seal up the holes, and it's kind of hard to do. So I got a can of spray foam, low expansion spray foam with like a tube, and I filled up all the ones I could get at, but it's kind of annoying. And then the rest, I just jammed a wooden dowel in there, soaked in bee killer. So. How difficult would it be to put BQ VVD on a rat rig V-Core 4 IDEX? Not too hard. I did the setup for this guy behind me here in a stream. The current software setup is much easier. Basically, as long as you have a tool head that has a cutter in it and you're running Clipper, you can easily put a VVD on it. It's not hard. You're gonna obviously have to do a little bit of faffing around with your slicer to get your profile all set up and everything, but it's not too hard. So. What are we printing? We are doing the last like dedicated Creator 5 stream today because I wanted to try it and I'd rather try it on stream because content. We are doing a multi-material print. So the blue is PLA, the red is TPU, and the black is PETG. So we are doing a full multi-material print, okay? Something you can't do on a multi-material system-based printer without wasting a ton of filament and purge. And then don't forget, if you haven't entered yet, for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And hey, and if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. Best way to support the channel. Get videos early, content early, extra streams, extra channels in the Discord, all that fun stuff. Also, on the Saturday night stream, I forgot to turn the air conditioner off after the stream ended, and I went to bed. And I woke up the next morning, and I was like, I just kind of, as I woke up, I realized I didn't turn the air conditioner off. It's humid out here. My little bucket of water overfilled. Not by much, but I had water all over the floor in here. I was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yes and no. There is, part of it is like a bracket. Here, I'll show you the print itself. So, this part of PETG is support and comes off. And then this part of PETG is like a mount or whatever, so it'll slide over it. So it's meant to be like a sliding support or a sliding... this print is just like a test print. It's just a test print to test printing PLA, PETG, and TPU. Creator do the full chroma printing. That is, the full chroma stuff is a slicer thing. So you need to slice something on a slicer that supports that add-on or that method of doing it, and then you load the G-code on. I believe you can do it with this, but you have to send the file over thumb drive, I believe. Does it keep the nozzle warm? It does. You can see the nozzles here. So it does cool them down, and then it preheats them and whatnot. So. Polypalooza soon. What's Polypalooza? Should have gone with, I mean, if you have that model, share it in the Discord, and I might print it after this. I mean, I have white loaded and it's red TPU, so share that model, I'll print it after this is done. When this model finishes, I'll print the hand with the tendons. Post the model in the Discord and we'll take a look at it. So. Big Polymaker. Oh, is it soon? When is it? Because if you haven't noticed, we do have a new Polymaker affiliate link below. And if you want to purchase some Polymaker filament, use the, oh, here we go. There you go, biggest giveaway of the year. Oh, it's a giveaway? All right. Well, if you want to buy some Polymaker filament, wow, look at all the giveaways. Not bad. A gaming PC, holy shit. Not bad. If you do want to buy some polymaker filament, we do have a new affiliate link below. They changed the system. It doesn't really affect you guys much. It's an internal change. So I do have a new link, polymaker.com/Canuck. Use code Canuck. And if you are purchasing polymaker filament for your first time, you'll get 15% off your first order. So check it out, link below. Also, while you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I do have some links down there for the Creator 5. Y'all just gotta click on those links just to see that, just see what they got. You don't gotta buy anything. They're not affiliate links, but they are making sure that people are actually watching the stream kind of links. You know how it is. You know how it is. You know the score. Printer shaking. Yeah, it's like the printer has really gummy anti-vibration feet, which I kind of like, because the desk itself is not shaking. It's actually absorbing the shakes pretty well. It's isolating the shakies pretty well. Doesn't shake the tool out loose. I mean, they've been fine so far. They're magneted on, and they are pretty solid on there. I mean, this is printing the TPU beautifully too. Got your Moab up and running. Oh, nice. Make sure you share it in the, remember guys, on the Discord, there's a channel called Look What I Printed. If you did a printed project, anything tangentially 3D printing related, okay? You built something with 3D printed parts, you did a cosplay with 3D printed parts, whatever. Share it in this channel on the Discord. Share a picture, maybe a short video. The last Friday of every month, we look at everything on stream. So if you got a Moab and it's up and running, make sure you do a little video and take a picture of it and post it in there so we can all take a look at it. Moab's the belt-fed Nerf blaster, right? Yell at Bloomberg. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, all these laws too, they're not enforceable yet. They're like, oh, if the technology ever does come into place, you have to use it, but until that, because right now there is no software that can detect what a gun part is. Because here's the thing, how do you always have that up to date, right? If I download the files for like an FGC 9 and I modify it so that the walls are like 0.5 millimeter wider, does it know that? Does it, if I slice it with a different orientation or a different infill, or like I cut the part into multiple parts, how's it supposed to know that? It doesn't. So like, yeah, these laws, they tangentially exist, but they're worded in a way like, once the software exists to detect this, you have to use it, but the software doesn't exist yet. So even if the laws exist, there's no way to enforce it. And it's also worded like 3D printer sold. Well, I didn't buy a 3D printer. I bought a motion system, and I built a 3D printer by adding a hot end. So I didn't buy a 3D printer. I built a 3D. Like, these laws are just like stupid, and they're going to be like near impossible to enforce. The only people really liking these laws are all the people fear-mongering over them. Because there's people actually making content about it and actually going out and doing stuff about it. And trying to, like, you know, attend the meetings and bring the, you know, campaign against it and actually do good. And then you have people that are just making YouTube videos going, whoa. So. Only his lobby group, because there's money involved. There's money involved. You know, a company is going to make a shit ton of money licensing this software that they developed and pushed for to all these companies. Like, oh, if you want to sell a 3D printer in the state of California, you have to use our software. By the way, to use our software, it costs this much. And the state of California mandates that you have to use it. So it's all about money. All this ID verification law, by the way, all this ID shit, it's nothing to do with protecting kids. It's because now the entire internet is so infected with AI, they don't know who's a real human, so they don't know who to advertise for, because all the way the internet is currently made based on views and engagement and how, like, money is made on the internet has now gone to shit, because, like, views don't matter on the internet anymore, subscriber counts don't matter on the internet anymore, because it's all botted to hell, so you don't know if that person is really getting 100,000 subs and 5 million views a month. It can all be botted. There's no way to guarantee it. So how are you supposed to market that shit? How are you supposed to actually sift through that data? Well, you force everyone who's a real human to give up their ID so you can verify that they're a real human. So now you know who to market to. Now you know whose views actually matter. And then it also makes it so you can control what they see more and tinfoil hat shit. Remote ID. Yeah, I'm actually kind of glad in Canada I don't have to deal with remote ID. I'm just so confused how all these, like, super controlling laws are coming from America. I thought this was America. Aren't you supposed to be the land of the free? What the F is going on down there? Like, this is something... I'd expect this out of Europe. I'd expect this out of Germany or UK. Not America. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Is the Snapmaker? I don't know. We haven't unboxed this. We're unboxing the Snapmaker on Friday. Also, this printer isn't moving a lot. It's on really gummy vibration dampening feet. So, like, this printer doesn't shake any more than any other printer. It's just the feet it's on make it look a lot worse. But the prints are coming out really good with good wall stabilize. Like, the walls are very clean. So the whole shaking, it's just vibration isolation. It's not impacting print quality, and it's making my desk not shake. So I'll take it. I actually kind of like it. This is going really well. This is going really well. Have they? Well, that sucks. Yeah, this is going really good. I'm actually having, like, I think this is the second. Have I played with a FLASHFORGE printer before? I could have sworn at what this can't be the first FLASHFORGE printer I've ever played with. I could have sworn they had another one. Didn't we play with a FLASHFORGE at one point? Was it this guy? Let me actually. It's not like everything I've ever done on this channel has been live streamed. Let me check my live streams. Ooh, there's a new super fast matte video I can watch today. Nice. Live. Let me see. FLASHFORGE. Creator 5, Creator 5. I did Adventure 5M Pro. This was a year ago. Okay, so I did unbox a FLASHFORGE before. The 5M Pro. Do I have this still? Yeah. This was, when was this? August 2024, so this is like 2 years ago. So yeah, I have unboxed a FLASHFORGE before. Yeah, the 5M Pro. I don't know if I still have that or if I gave it away. I might have given it away. Decent printer, downside is a smallish bedside. Yeah. Plus, like, the thing is, like, more modern printers have come out for roughly the same price. Like, the current generation of Core XYs, I think, trump it. Posted a multi-material spine. Probably use PETG supports on the bone. Okay, let's take a look here. Flexible spine. Oh, that'll be fun. Yeah, so we'll download that. So prepare. So. Alright, so. Support. Naval support. Tree support. Auto. Organic. How do I force filament for supports? White. Camera's gonna wig out. I've had better luck with PETG prints with PLA supports than PLA supports with PETG prints, by the way. Yeah. 13-hour print. 60 grams of black PLA, or PETG. 80 grams of black PETG. Yeah, we'll give that a shot. We'll see how it goes. On build plate only. Location. See, to the same clients every time. What is it? I remember reading a thing. It was like, it's not the harshness of the punishment that is a deterrence. It's the probability. So it's like in China, okay? In China, nobody speeds. You want to know why nobody speeds on the roads in China? Because there are traffic cameras everywhere, and if you speed, you get a $20 ticket. Simple as that. But you will always get a $20 ticket, and they just mail it to you. And if you don't pay it, they revoke your license, because it's all digital now, right? It's all digital over there. So nobody speeds, because it's not like, oh, they'll take my car. It's not like here, where if you get busted, we're going 50 over, they impound your car and they hit you with stunt driving charges. But that's only if they catch you. And a lot of times when you're out on a county road at 2 in the morning, oh, there's no cops out there. So people try it, and then they wrap their car around a tree. Versus, okay, there's cameras everywhere. Even if you go, the moment you go 20 over, you get a ticket in the mail for a $40 fine. No matter what, you are not avoiding that. So if everyone knows the moment they speed, they get a ticket, nobody speeds. It's not the harshness of the crime that is a better deterrent. It is the probability of a punishment. So if you can guarantee there will be a small punishment versus the chance of a larger punishment, the guarantee of a smaller punishment will have a bigger impact than the probability, than the small chance of a harsher punishment. And I'm like, damn, that actually kind of makes sense. So. Yeah, I don't know why. The slicer keeps generating the support tower. I'm wondering if this printer was originally had a larger bed at some point, because it keeps generating the support tower outside the print. But there we go. So we got a black PETG spine with red TPU and white support in PLA. We will give this print a try. Uses all the cars in China have auto cruise control. Like they have like lane assist and auto cruise. At least all the cars that I were in when I was in China. So everyone just goes on the highway, sets their car for the speed limit, and just the car drives itself. Like they have lane assist. Every car I was in China had lane assist and auto cruise. Now to be fair, most of the cars I were in were Didi's, which is their version of Uber. It's called Didi, or a cab itself. So they all just use that system. So it's just, you just get on the highway, you set okay, the speed limit's 100, set it 100, and you just let the car drives itself, and you just off you go. And I'm like, that's actually not a bad system. I don't know why he doesn't want to put a support there on that guy, but it's a 14-hour print. We'll see how it goes. I don't think that floating support right there is going to do anything. That little support ain't going to do shit. But we'll see how it does. Lane assist does not work. The lane assist in my Subaru works pretty good. I've had really good results with it. TP even bond to PETG? We'll find out. Reorientate a bit horizontal. I mean, this is how the print loaded. I mean, we could rotate it. Zero. Well, I want it to be a lot of support too, so. There we go. 9 hours. There we go. What is that spine called? Somebody shared it in the Discord. It's on the Discord. Right here. Do I have enough black? I might actually. Do I have enough black filament on there? I might need to reload that black filament. You know what? I will. Let me see what I have for. Do I have bone? Do I have like a beige PLA or PETG? I might have a beige PETG. Let me see. I might have a beige PETG I could use for this. I brought a bunch of filament downstairs. Polysonic. PLA Pro. I could have sworn I have a... Here, you guys watch this. I'll give you the overhead view. I'm going to run downstairs and see if I have like a beige PETG that would make sense for bone. Let me see what I got. Or sand or something. Let's see what I got. What do I got? Glitter. Your empty box. What do you got? Red. Glitter. That's all glitter. What do we got over here? Ooh. Are you? Oh, you're wood. You're not. You're PLA. I could have sworn I had like a beige PETG or a sand PETG. Do I have a sand PETG? I could have sworn I had a sand PETG. No, I don't have a sand PETG. I could have sworn I had a sand PETG somewhere. What do we got over here? They're not it. Oh, actually. No, you're ABS Plus. You are polycarbonate. Yeah, red, blue. No. Quality PETG, your black PETG. I mean, I can just grab that and swap the spool. What do we got over here? What do we got in here? Oh, maybe. Polyterra, purple. No. For you. You are out. Nope. Dang it. I could have sworn I had more black. Or not black. Oh, okay, I guess I don't. I could have sworn I had like a beige PETG somewhere. Red. I got a lot of red. here, anything here? No. Nope. Okay, well, I'll just use black, and if I run out, I got more black. Yeah, I could have sworn I had... Like, I got sand, but that's PLA. And it's not enough. Fireheart. Ambrosia, don't want to waste that, yeah. Okay, well, it is what it is. Why does the Cyber Cab only have 2 doors? Because, let's be honest, people riding in a Cyber Cab don't have families. Every single Cyber truck I've seen on the road around me has 1 guy driving it. And that's it. I've never seen a Cyber truck in person with more than 1 person in it. Someone come up with an EV with van with 4 motors. Okay. How do you pronounce it? A big nut. I'm calling you Big Nut. You want to know what I think would be the ultimate EV? This is going to sound weird, and I think some of you, when you understand, will understand what I'm trying to say here. 1989 Dodge Caravan. 1989 Dodge Caravan, but electric. Perfect family vehicle. A 1989 Dodge Caravan. Okay. Make this modern but electric. You can fit 7 people in it if you need to. You could take the seats out of it, have a shit ton of storage capacity for moving stuff. You can almost fit a sheet of plywood in that thing. They're small enough that they're nimble to drive around cities. They're compact enough, they're light enough. Sliding doors are amazing. Okay, I don't, frickin' this new generation of, oh, I don't drive a minivan, it's a soccer mom vehicle. No, soccer mom vehicles are frickin' F-150s and giant compensating SUVs. Those are soccer mom vehicles, okay? The Mormon Battle Wagon is a storied vehicle, okay? And sliding doors, if you are ever parking at a parking lot and you have the choice of parking next to a Dodge Journey or Dodge Caravan, you do not park next to the Journey. Because the Dodge Journey is for people who want a caravan but don't want this stigma of a caravan. So that means their kids, when they open the door, they swing the doors open into your car. Sliding doors do not ding cars next to them. Sliding doors are goated. So yes, somebody needs to, like, yeah, there's, was it Tilo or Slate or whatever? The Slate is dumb. Slate is 2-door. It'll never sell to people. It'll sell to companies and that's it. Make this, but electric. This, but electric. It would be the ultimate vehicle. The Mormon Battle. Is that not a term for you guys? That's a term where I am. We refer to minivans as Mormon battle wagons. Typically it's the Sienna. The extended Sienna, the Toyota Sienna, the extended one, that is like the Mormon battle wagon. Yes, 2 sliding doors. The reason I said we had a 1989 Dodge Caravan, I remember as a child, me, my brother, and sister, my sister got the whole back seat to herself. It was annoying, but she got the whole back seat to herself, driving all the way to Nova Scotia and back every summer. The problem is, these were cheap. Minivans used to be cheap. Now they're premier vehicles and they cost like 80 grand. It's stupid. These were like cheap disposable family vehicles. You buy it used off a you buy one that just came off a 3-year lease and you drive it into the ground. And you don't care if it gets destroyed by your kids because you're going to get rid of it. It's for the when your kids are spilling Cheerios phase. And then it's great when you go to do all the repairs that your kids made over the years because you can pull out all the seats and you can fit a sheet of plywood in it. I took the little guy kayaking yesterday after school because it's supposed to like thunderstorm all week, and now I got blisters on my thumbs from kayaking. How much is a minivan? Do they still make the Caravan? Do they still make the Dodge Caravan? Can you still buy a Caravan? You can still buy a Caravan. You still can buy a Caravan. 50 grand, jeez. 50 grand Canadian. Oof. I just love people that are like, I need a full-size SUV because I have one kid. And it's like, what? The Kia EV9? That thing is huge. That thing is huge. I mean, it looks big. Who has one? I think what's his name has one. He does Mac stuff. Oh, what's his name? Shoot, what's his name? He's a content creator. He does Mac stuff. Has a beard. Can't remember. He used to have a beard. I think he shaved it. I can't remember who he is. Talked to him a couple times. Shit. I think he has an EV9, and he's had issues with it. Enjoy my FEV Ford Escape. My wife has an Escape. It's fine. The only problem is it's a 2017 Ford, so it's coming up on its 10-year life limit, and it's about to fall apart because it's a Ford. I got a 2024 Subaru Crosstrek. I love it. Before that, I had a 2011 Focus, and as soon as it hit 10 years old, it started falling apart. But yeah, like, I remember, like, bringing the little guy home from the hospital. We had the Escape, but it's like, I would put him in my Focus, it would be fine. We did many trips, me, the wife, the little guy in the Focus, with a full car seat and stroller. It's fine in a car. So, like, I like my little Subaru Crosstrek. It's a hatchback, so I can fold the seats down if I need to fit something big. It's good on gas, drives good. It's got all the fun creature comforts I'd want, and it was cheap. I paid $32,000 for it new. It's got lane assist, got all that fun stuff. Yeah, my wife's probably going to get a Forester. I have 2 years left, payments on my Crosstrek, and when that's up, my wife's going to get a Forester. We only do one car payment at a time. That's how we do it. So we went a couple years without any car payments in the house. That was nice. But I do buy cars used or new. I know people are like, oh, you shouldn't buy a car new. The problem is, nowadays, like, if I wanted to buy my car right now off a lot, like the same car, my 2024, so because they're just coming up on, people are turning in their 2-year and 3-year leases, right? So my car now, if I were to buy my car now with the kilometers on it, I would pay like $27,000. So 3 years of use and 60,000 kilometers saves you like $5 grand. It doesn't. It's not worth it, I think. I don't think it is. Used cars that are still like, that are just off leases are cost too much compared to just buying new. They I don't know. At least I've noticed around here. I don't know if that's the same everywhere. But it's like, you're not getting that crazy 40% discount that there used to be a huge crash on pricing. Now it's not so much. Is the information? Yeah, Modex. Yeah, it is. The infotainment system is a bit sluggish, especially on startup. You have to like let the car warm up. You turn on the car and you have to wait 10 seconds before you can do anything with the console. It is annoying. That is like my only criticism about it. Is I don't like the iPad style infotainment system. I don't like that. It works good with Android Auto though. I've had no issues with Android Auto. Except if I plug in my phone just after the car turns on, it likes to freeze and take like a whole minute to detect the phone. That part's annoying. So it's like either turn it on, let it connect to Android Auto over Bluetooth, then plug it in, or plug it in, then turn the car on. But that's only really an issue if I'm doing a long drive and I want to keep my phone charged. HRV. The Crosstrek, I like the Crosstrek better. I think I did look at was it the Honda? I think I did look at the HRV, but I like the Crosstrek more. Yeah, I ended up going with the Crosstrek. The Crosstrek, I think, had more trunk space, I think. Yeah, the Crosstrek had more touch controls, and it came with more... Like, it came with the lane assist, the auto cruise, and all that at the trim level I wanted, which made it a lower price. Like, if I had all the same features on the Crosstrek on the Honda would cost more and didn't have as much trunk room. And I wanted the trunk room because this is our family vehicle for the next couple years, and we use it for trips. And, like, if I go to an event, so I wanted the trunk room. Power plant on the Crosstrek better, didn't like the panel engine. Yeah, so mine has the 2-liter engine, so it's only 150 horsepower. Now, if I were to buy my model Crosstrek today, it would come with the 2.5-liter 180 horsepower engine. Mine is just the 2-liter 150 horsepower. But I don't really have any issue. Like, I've done trips out to Quebec with it. I've driven it over the Appalachians, which I know the Appalachians aren't mountainous, but I've driven it through that. I've had at no point since I've owned this car has I gone, wow, I wish I had more power. It also is a bit more fuel efficient with the smaller engine, and also it was $4,000 cheaper than the current car now. So you know, now this trim level comes with the bigger engine. It also costs more. So printer isn't too loud? No, it's not. And I did drop in the slicer, I did drop its max speed for travels from 500 millimeters per second down to 400, and it's not doing that crazy noise that it was making during those rapid, when it was doing rapid accels, you could tell the motor was not happy, and it was making this like noise. Well, it didn't affect the prints, it was just a loud noise. From the motors being super stressed from that acceleration and speed. Dropping it down to 400 millimeters a second, I haven't noticed that. Like, it looks like you're not noticing the speed difference on a printer this small, and it doesn't make that noise anymore. So Subaru gets you more respect at the farmers market. It does. Plus, they discontinued my color, so I have a rare Subaru. They don't make the Sunblaze Pearl anymore. They stopped making the Sunblaze Pearl, so mine is a rare color. They don't make it anymore, which sucks because I need to fix a paint chip in the hood, and I can't find the paint chip pen anywhere because they don't carry it. Yeah, the printer is not loud. Like, you're gonna get your usual belt noise and fan noise from an open frame printer, but the printer, I wouldn't say this printer is any louder than any other modern printer. So 200 Sienna Venza has 293 horsepower now. Dude, when I was in high school, there was a kid, he had a Caravan and he put a turbo in it and he stripped it. So front wheel drive Dodge Caravan V6 with a turbo. And I think it was a V6. I think it was a V6. It was a V6 Caravan with a turbo. No seats in it. He stripped it right out. Or he had the back bench seat, and that was it. So he like stripped it down, and he bombed around in that thing. We would take it to go out for lunch in high school, like when we were in grade 12. We would pile like 12 people in it. We'd all just sit on we had the rear seat and no middle seats. So it would be him, his buddy in the front, and then 3 people on the bench seat, and then like 5 or 6 people just sitting on the floor for like the 5-minute drive to the pizza place near the school. This is in like 2004, so times were different. Nobody had cell phones. Or I had a cell phone, but it was a Motorola Razr V3, so no social media. I had a Desert Tan Crosstrek, loved it. It was a little sluggish and it didn't haul lumber. Well, okay, yeah, it makes sense you got a truck then. I mean, I'm not up in the mountains, and where I live is flat as heck. I'm sure if I lived in like Colorado, where I'm a mile up and the air is thinner and there's mountains, I probably would have wanted a bigger engine in my Subaru, but I'm okay with the 2-liter. They were turbo I know they had turbo caravans, but I know he put a turbo in it. So I don't know if he replaced the stock one with a bigger one, but I do know he put a turbo in it. I don't know if he upgraded from a smaller to a bigger one or what, but I know he put a turbo in it because he was very adamant at reminding everyone that he put a turbo in it. Yep, TPU. The red is TPU, the blue is PLA, and the black is PETG. We're doing a proper multi-material print. We're doing a test print, and then when this print finishes, we're going to try printing this spinal column out of TPU and PLA, or TPU and PETG with PLA supports. So, Citroen. I'm in North America. We don't have Citroens here. Is the Citroen C1 that really cheap electric one? Is that the little? Oh no, there's like one little Citroen that's like literally a golf cart. It's like 10 grand or something. They do races with them. I seen a thing. I seen a video where they were actually racing them. This is just the default purge tower setting. This is just the default purge tower setting. Is the sound gone? What sound? I do have noise canceling on my mic. Just a low level of it, because I don't want you. I have the air conditioner running, and I don't want you guys hearing the air conditioner. It is humid in here, though. It is like 50% humidity in this room right now. So, I used to store a lot of ABS out here. I've moved a lot of my ABSs inside. It is summer now, so in the winter it's nice and dry out here. But in the summer, it gets up to like 50% humidity in the garage. Like, put it this way, I have a pot of water that the air conditioner drains into, and I got to empty it. It fills it up in like 3 hours. So, Citroen Ami, is that the Ami? Yeah, this thing. It uses the front and the back are the same, and the doors open opposite. So instead of like your car doors opening like this, they open like this. So one opens normally and one opens suicide ways. Yeah, this thing. I seen a thing where they were racing them. And they're bikes. They're technically classified as like a bike. Like, that looks fun. I don't care who is that guy, but yeah, that looks like fun. Because the vehicles don't cost a lot. They're all exactly the same, so it's all going to come down to rider's skill or driver's skill. The Pro, when that drops, I won't be purchasing it, but if they do want to send it to me, I will take a look at it. I mean, I'm having a good experience with this machine so far. I know some people have hesitations or critiques of FLASHFORGE, and I do too. They said something, they posted a thing about printing guns, that they don't want people using their printers for that. And like, I know there's been some criticisms of FLASHFORGE, and I was more interested in just checking the printer out because I want to check out a bunch of these new printers. And here's the thing, I know people don't care. Like, yes, this kind of thing, I don't like seeing it. I don't like seeing this. Okay, I know other people who don't like seeing this, but for some people, they don't care. I know a lot of people. I live in Canada. Printing guns is illegal up here. So if a company wants to say, "Hey, we're not going to let you print guns on your printer," it's like, okay, you're not going to let me do something that's already illegal to begin with up here. So this doesn't affect me at all. Okay, it has no impact on me. It's already illegal to do this up here. Okay, but I know in some places, cough, cough, America, cough. Yeehaw, no. Which I don't agree with, because if it's legal to do, it's legal to do. You shouldn't, your machine shouldn't be telling you what you can do and not do. You should have to follow the laws. This is not Judge Dredd. This doesn't dictate the laws. The laws are the laws. So in Canada, this is already the rule. So this doesn't affect me. So I know some people don't care. So I want to at least try the machine, because if somebody comes up to me like, hey, I'm thinking of getting a Creator 5. What do you think? And they're like, I don't give a shit about guns. I'm going to be printing little toys for my kid. Oh yeah, it's a fine machine. Right? It's quite simple. Don't give them your money if you don't agree with it. If a company wants to do something like that, you're very free to not give them your money. And then if that hurts the company, that hurts the company. Be more angry at the governments that are trying to get these laws put into place than companies for just following the laws. Because the company has to follow the law. Like, again, Japanese CNC machines. If you buy a CNC machine from Japan, there is a plaque on them, at least all the CNCs we had at our shop that were from Japan, not to be used to make weapons of war, is part of the machine. Like, it's literally in the contract when you buy it. You agree not to use their machine to produce weapons of war. That is pretty much any Japanese CNC machine has that law that they export. So I would not be surprised if there was a Japanese 3D printer company that they would have those same laws in place, because that's a law. Bamboo's networking stuff. That's why we're testing it. For those that don't know, Prusa machines, I use the network. I trust Prusa enough that I'm okay using their network system. Okay, so I use Prusa Cloud for managing all my Prusas. We are going to be playing around with, where is it? This was really cool. Nomad showed this off yesterday. Nomad's Galaxy, if you don't know who that is. He showed this off yesterday, and we're going to be playing around with it. This is the, what is it? This is Prusa Connect Touch. So you know the Big Tree Tech, what do they call them? They're meant for the bamboos, the Panda Touch. Well, what's the point of having a Panda Touch if you don't have a bamboo printer? Or you're like me and you have a Panda Touch and you don't use your bamboo printers? You can put this on it now. It's a new firmware that allows you to control all your clipper machines, I think, and Prusa machines on it. So you can have this little, basically a little 5 or 7 inch tablet that has a battery built into it that you can control all your printers from. So yeah, we're gonna be playing with that. I might do a video on it, but it's like new software. So News said our laws say if you make or print. Yeah, like here's the thing. As far as I'm aware, in the states of federal law, you are allowed to manufacture firearms for personal use. It's the moment you go to distribute those firearms, you're breaking the law. And obviously, you can't make a machine gun in your basement. But if you want to machine your own semi-auto AR-15 lower and put a 16-inch barrel in it and follow overall length laws and all that shit, you're legally allowed to do it for personal use. You just can't sell it. And I'm okay with that. That's the law. You're okay with that. I'm looking at options. Yeah, here, I'll post a link for it right here. If it's legal and then don't sell printers with spyware. I mean, I'm of the opinion all printers that use a cloud service are spying on you in some way. They're either just taking data of how much you're printing, what materials you're using, how many prints succeed, how many you cancel, like basic, to the extreme end where some companies are literally scraping the files that you're printing, okay? So they're already spying on you and doing all that shit. The thing is, like, here's the thing. If you're hosting a cloud service, you're a company and you have a cloud service that anyone can send files to their printers through a cloud service, and then they start printing stuff that is legal in one jurisdiction but illegal in another jurisdiction, you're opening up a can of worms of like, hey, our servers are in California where it's illegal to print guns, but you're in Arkansas where it's legal. So you're in Arkansas and you're sending a file through our system that's in California, but then it's going back to Arkansas. Like, it's kind of like on the Boron Discord, we don't allow people to talk about 3D printed firearms, and there are people on the Boron team that 3D print firearms. You just keep that shit personal, or you keep it in the separate groups where that shit is allowed to be talked about, because it's not that we're against it, it's just we don't want to deal with the headache that comes from that topic being an open topic on the Discord and all the moderation and legalities that comes from. So I fully understand if a company's like, we just don't want to deal with this shit. I kind of get it. Like, I kind of get it. And what you do is you vote with your wallet. Because telling companies how to operate, remember, in America, companies are people. That's like telling people how to operate, and that's a no. You don't tell people how to operate. If a company wants to make a bad business decision, they are free to make a bad business decision. But you have to let them make the bad business decision. And if the PR that comes from making that bad decision is enough to make them change their mind, hey, they're okay to do that. But you can't force a company. Can't force them, but you can yell at them. The Creality Clitic. Yeah, the Creality Clitic looks like it's going to be a cool system if it can not have the same problem every Creality machine has, which is how many percentage of machines are going to be lemons and are going to have issues and reliability issues, and the support is going to be FE. Next printer will be a Boron. Awesome. Have I seen Bamboo Buddy server? I have not. I don't have any Bamboo machines online. I have 2 Bamboo machines. I have a P1, original P1 and original X1C. They are both collecting dust in the basement. I haven't plugged them in over a year. So I haven't looked at... I haven't looked at any Bamboo specific stuff in a while because I don't use Bamboo machines. Latest Orca FlashForge update. I'm using version 1.78, which we downloaded on Tuesday, I think. So far, it's been fine. I mean, this is basically just Orca Slicer, but for FlashForge. I haven't noticed any functional differences from this versus Orca Slicer when I last used like Orca Slicer a couple months ago. Like, I haven't downloaded the newest version of Orca Slicer, but this just feels like Orca Slicer that I'm used to. So, what are we? Are we almost done? Oh shoot, we're almost done. Nice. Thoughts on the Cheaty? I haven't used it yet, so I can't really comment on it. I don't like commenting on stuff that I don't have any experience with, or somebody whose opinion I trust has a lot of experience with. So. Have any fall-offs, any fail drop-off detection? Does it stop when fail to drop off properly? You mean the tools? I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I kind of don't want this print to fail, so I don't want to force something to happen. We haven't dropped any tools yet. If I pull a tool off, I don't think it detects it. I don't see any detection system. I see a magnet that holds this on. And that's about it. So I haven't forced a fail of it dropping a tool yet to see what would happen if that happens. And I kind of don't want to because it's going... I've had... this is print number 5, I think. Because we did the Benchy test, we did the coin test, and then I printed these 3 prints here. So this is print number 6, and we've had 0 failures so far. I've had 0 issues so far with this printer. So. And also, for those wondering, I did not download the app for this, and this is in LAN only mode. I'm not using their cloud services at all. This is talking just on my network. I don't have this connected to their network. I never signed up for an account. I never gave them an email address. Well, obviously, they have my email address from me talking to them, but I'm using this machine entirely locally. I am using their slicer, but I am not I'm not signed in. I just have this machine connected locally through LAN only mode. I can still check the webcam. Okay, well, oh, maybe because it's recording? I don't know. Huh. Okay, first issue. Livestream doesn't want to load right now. Maybe because I'm recording? I don't know. I wish it told me how much storage I had free. Maybe we'll see in a minute. They do have some example models here. You don't have to look at any of this. Collections, yeah, I'm not logged in. Recent. So you can access models through their, like, I'm assuming FLASHFORGE has their own model repository site like everyone else does now, but we are using this entirely locally. No internet connection. No exposed Moonraker. I did pull up the IP address. I didn't see anything. Let me try this. What is it, 186? I could try this little workaround. I've tried this before. Maybe this one. Where is it? No. Yeah, there's no... I'm not pulling up an interface. I mean, let me see here. Pull you up. Printers, add a printer. What's the IP address? 186. Port. Edit. Yeah. I was trying to see if you could pull it into mainsail using another printer. Like, you know how in mainsail you can have multiple printers? Yeah, I can't pull up anything from it. Oh well. Unless anyone knows any fancy there's no Nmap port scan. I've never done that. Let me see here. What does it even show up on my system? Yeah. Oh, there we go. The print is done. It plays a jaunty tune when you finish. Then we mount it inside a 350 Trident and see all kinds of print. Get something with a wide angle. So I'm gonna take this out and let it cool for a bit because the bed's gonna be hot. Let it cool on the air conditioner for a minute. Take the slash out of the IP, maybe. Edit. What would be the port? It's port 80, right? Port 80 is the normal port. Bam Buddy is an open source middleman server. Neat. Yeah, we're not getting anything. So what do? You type nmap. It's command line thing. So what? Nmap 71.25. Nothing. 4,000. Needs an install. Okay, we're not going to install stuff during the stream. Okay, let's pop this off the bed. See what we got. Okay, so the PETG part is a little sticky, which is kind of to be expected considering it was printed on a bed that was 80 Celsius. Okay, let's get this next print going. So you do have to hit a button to clear the bed before you can do the next print. Yep. Okay, so this is PETG, so this should come right off. That came right off. Now this should move. Is a little tight. The flexible part moves. So the flexible part pretty tight in there. One, two, three blocks. Where are my 1, 2, 3 blocks? Oh, here they all are. That doesn't want to move. This is supposed to slide through this, but it is very tight on it. The autoflow. I haven't played around with the autoflow calibration yet. The flow looks pretty good. So the little PETG support part came off good, but it's this part is kind of really locked in there, unfortunately. And it's like I don't really have a way of freeing it too easily. It's like yeah. Freezer? Good idea. Let me put it in the freezer. Into the freezer you go. Oh, that's where I put my hot dog buns. I'm wondering where my hot dog buns have been. They're in the freezer. That freezer, not my bunker freezer. I'm like, I bought hot dog buns at Costco the other day, or like a week or two ago, and I couldn't find where I put them. So I bought more, thinking oh, maybe I left them out and they went bad or something, or we used them and I didn't realize it. No, they were in that freezer, not that freezer, that freezer. The beer fridge freezer. But the amount of support that we got is like nothing. So. Okay, is our camera back? Okay, no. Okay, let me try closing and reopening Flash Studio, see if that helps. And hopefully, I think this print might run out of filament for the black PETG, so we'll check the filament rollover. I have more black PETG ready to swap in, I think. I grabbed a box of it. Where did I put it? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Okay, let's see. Device. Group A, offline. What do you mean? What do you mean device offline? You're online. Do I have to reconnect it? Oh, maybe because the print had already started, I can't connect to it. Yeah, maybe because I started a print, I can't reconnect to it because the print has already started. But I closed it and I reopened it, and it's saying device is offline when, I mean, yeah, maybe I can't because it's connected. Oh, we'll see. Possible turn off leveling before the print? No. I mean, you probably could if you modify the G code, but I'm not doing that. I'm leaving it stock for now. Well, we don't know if this is running Clipper. That's the thing. We don't know if it's running Clipper. Like, I think they say it's its own firmware, but, like, unless somebody can actually show me that this, like, show me proof that it's running Clipper, I don't know if it's running Clipper. Other than, oh, it might be running Clipper. But everyone said Bamboo was running Clipper when they first came out, and they've never run Clipper. So. Hit the plus at the top left. Oh. Okay, I just hit plus and it added it, so I clicked that and now it's back. Okay, well, we're back. Yeah, the camera doesn't want to work. Maybe the camera doesn't work if it's recording. Because it was working. I don't know, the machine's been on since Saturday night too, so maybe I gotta, or the machine's been on, yeah. Maybe I just gotta power cycle the machine or something. Send a print to turn off leveling. Like, maybe you can't. I don't know. I kind of want leveling on. That was a multi-material. Good. I got it in the freezer. The PLA and PETG sleeve is a little tight. But overall, it worked fine. It gets logged in the printer. SD it shows Clipper. Could be wrong. Okay. Did they share something in the Discord? Oh. Level of a print. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to a print, like if you're doing a 12-hour print, an extra minute of leveling at the beginning isn't a big deal. And it's much preferred to, you know, the print failing. I'd much rather have my print succeed and take a little bit longer than my print fail and fail fast. There's no point in a print failing fast. Wait, that ain't gonna work. There we go. It's tight, but it moves. We're gonna cheat a little bit. Am I out of grease? My retirement grease! My grease? Am I all out of my white lithium grease? Do I gotta buy more white lithium? I'm out of grease. My retirement grease! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I've had that can of white lithium grease for like 10 years. There we go. When in doubt, grease it up. Oop. Sprayed a little white lithium on it. Anyone done the Bad Max or anything prototype tool heads? I've been using A4Ts on a lot of my printers lately and I've had good results. Yeah, so there we go. So this is a black PETG part around a PLA part with a TPU hinge and another PLA part. So this is 3 different plastics here. And this moves. So if you had this bolted in place, it's a little snug. A little bit of flow calibration probably would help, but we haven't turned on flow calibration yet. So it probably is over extruded a little bit, but I mean, like, that ain't bad. Just lockdown clipper, they are not running their own firmware. I figured. I mean, have they released source? That's the big thing. Because here's the thing, you can create your own lockdown version of Clipper. You are allowed to lock down Clipper. You just have to release what you've done. Like, I don't think releasing a lockdown version of Clipper violates any licenses. You just have to disclose any changes you made. And personally, I know this will ruffle some people wrong. I think lockdown Clipper makes a bit more sense on commercial machines aimed at newbies. At least I like how Creality has a button to unlock it, and I much prefer that. But like, I get locking down firmware. I get it to an extent. It's like a gray area. There we go. I'm just gonna keep playing with this. I got a fidget toy now. They have a repo and have released in the past. Okay, there we go. Now my hands are all greasy. Do as I say, not as I do. Especially as a machine. Well, yeah, if you have like a printer.cfg exposed, like just remember, if printer.cfg is exposed and you're just running mainline Clipper, there is nothing to stop somebody from going there and setting max hot end temperature to 500 Celsius or 600 Celsius or 700 Celsius and melting their machine. When it comes to commercial machines, I understand a bit of babysitting. Well, I don't think we don't even have a terminal. Do we have a terminal here? I don't think there's a terminal anywhere. Do we have a terminal? Gonna turn the light on. Did I turn the light off? I think I turned the light off. Might have turned the light off. There's no Moonraker. Oh, so they're using like their own API and everything. Yeah. And don't forget, in 15 minutes, the stream is ending, and we'll be giving away a spool of polymaker filament. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some polymaker filament, link in the video description. Enter for your chance. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hey, if you want to help support the channel, content I create and things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. Best way to support the channel. So what would it be? SSH FF at that? Yes. Password, admin, FLASHFORGE. Password. I don't know. Does anyone know what the login info would be if I SSH into it? I need a user and a password for that to work. It's really thick. Dude, it feels like it's gonna storm. Like, we're supposed to get a thunderstorm tonight. My air conditioning here is just sucking water out of the air. And I went out there for a minute just to poke my head out and see if we had anything on the doorstop. And yeah, they're calling for thunderstorms at 3 p.m. today. So. Root clipper? Okay, let's give it a try. SSH root at that clipper. Permission denied. Try again. Root admin. Nope. Root admin. Nope. Pi at raspberry. No. Admin. Root. No. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, turn the light off so it doesn't get all the flashy. What hardware? No, I haven't looked inside of it yet, actually, now that I think about it. We haven't actually popped the side off yet. I mean, has Vector done one yet? Root and password? Let's try root and password. So, root at that. Password. Admin. Raspberry. No. FLASHFORGE. Forge. Flash. Actually, I say. No. Hacking the Gibson. At least they don't have anything that locks you out if you try it too many times. You need to root in to get access? Okay. Yeah, I am not a lawyer, and I'm not all 100% versed on all the rules of that. Like, I do fully understand locking down firmwares for commercial machines, but like, you should still have the ability to unlock it pretty easily. Creator 5 firmware. I mean, is there anything in the FLASHFORGE Discord? Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't really see anything on their Discord. Top, past month. A lot of people seem to be happy with their Creator 5. Main sale. Oh, should go for mods. Do assist for the Creator 5 remains locked down on stock firmware. Okay. Ecosystem meaning to like currently support native SSH access and internal commands of third-party dashboard modifications. Yeah. They are legally required to give you the source code for the Clipper and Linux code in a reasonable time. I mean, I can email my rep and be like, hey, cool, hey buddy, I'm liking the machine. What firmware is the machine running? And can you give me the source for it? Because here's the thing. The machine's working fine. I'm actually having a really good experience using the machine. So it'd be really bad to sour this good experience because of just bullshit firmware shenanigans. And I'm like, this machine is working great. I'm having a good time working. Like, physically, the machine right here on this bench is working pretty damn good. So it'd be a damn shame to ruin this good experience with bullshit firmware shenanigans. Okay, what do we got here? We got 6 minutes left in the stream. 6 minutes left. I know they disabled. Yeah, I know they disabled stuff on the 5M because it was like such a low-powered MCU. So what temperature are we running the bed at here? So the bed is 65, but it's going to be bouncing between 65 and 85. Okay. And truth be told, they just be. I know that's the thing. It's like Bamboo Lab is massively violating AGPL, and nobody seems to give a shit about that. So how am I to hold, like, okay, I call out Bamboo, but like if I don't touch any printers where the company is kind of dancing on that line, what companies are left? Prusa? Even then, I know people are critiquing Prusa because they don't release full source. They only release STLs or whatever. Like, I swear sometimes open source people are their own worst enemy because of how, like, how vague posting they are about shit. Like how, like, we had somebody crash out about Voron because we released source as a step file, not the original file with history. And they're like, because you didn't release it with history in the original format, you're violating open source guidelines. And like, they demanded that we release it all in parametric form too. And it's like, we don't design that way, and there are multiple people on the team working in different CAD software packages, so it just makes sense for us to release it as a step file, because that's how we trade files, and there is no history because it's that, and it's not designed with parametric, it's designed with like not direct modeling, not parametric. And like, Buddy freaked out about it and like went on this whole rant and like promised that they would develop a parametric Voron CAD and fully open source it, and then they gave up after like a week. So I swear, sometimes the open source community is their own worst enemy. But I get it. I get it. The egos of some of the open source FFmpeg. I use FFmpeg. I don't know a damn thing about it, but I do know the script that I use to convert my videos so that the audio works on Linux for DaVinci Resolve works really good. So. Most video players. Yeah, true. Probably VLC, I bet. Because they're, yeah. I mean, Prusa pays a team to develop Prusa Slicer, and then everyone else just uses Prusa Slicer as the base of their slicer, and none of them are paying back to Prusa. And a lot of them go and fork their thing and then don't contribute anything back. So this entire PETG print is going to be living on PLA supports, by the way, so this should be pretty interesting. Okay, we got 1 minute left before we do the giveaway. So if you haven't entered yet for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, you got 1 minute. Less than a minute, actually. Enter now. Also, while you're down there, like the smash button, ring the bell, and subscribe. And I was like, oh, what snack am I going to have after stream? And it's like, I can't have a snack after stream. I got to wait till dinner. This sucks. How and when they want. Oh, geez. I remember the amount of crash outs that have happened over Voron, because Voron, we don't release stuff until we're done internally. And like, people have demanded over the years that we have to have public betas. Like, oh, if you're working on a new printer, you have to be releasing the source as you develop it. Like, you need to have like a nightly build on the website, on the GitHub. And we're like, no. And people have freaked out over that. And then it's like, the one time we did do a public beta, which was the stealth changer, it was an absolute shit show, and we're never doing that again. The amount of headaches that period created from just like, hey guys, we're testing out a new hot end if you want to try it, because then you get people opening tickets like, it's not working. Well, why isn't it working? Well, I'm not using the stock one. I'm using a mod. And it's like, you're using a modified version of an in-development toolhead to fit this one niche case, and you're wondering why it's not working. And the mod you're using is based on a file that is already 4 revisions out of date. Yeah, can you guys fix it for me? And you wonder why Voron stuff isn't released until the very last minute. It's like, when it's done, it's done. Or Stealth Burner, yeah. Not Stealth Changer, yeah, Stealth Burner, sorry. Yeah, it was the hot end, or the tool head. And now you add into the fact there's freaking people doing AI where they're like, oh, I fixed a bug for you in this Clipper code. And it's like, well, you didn't fix shit. You just asked ChatGPT to find a bug and fix it. And it didn't fix it the way that you're supposed to fix it. And now you're trying to PR. You know how many open source software repos are like banning AI? Because people who don't know how to code are vibe coding fixes for bugs. And it's just messing everything up. And they're just getting slammed with like all these PRs from AIs. It's like, no, we're not dealing with this shit. There's too much of a headache. And it's like, I don't blame them. I'm like, we've done hardware stuff and it's been a mess. I can't even imagine software side of things right now. Okay, let's do a giveaway. Who wants to win filament? Put a 1 in chat if you want to win some filament. Why no snacks? Oh, I'm on a diet. Helix screen is being written by Claude. It's okay if something is written using a clanker. It's okay. I got nothing against that. As long as the people doing it know how to properly implement everything, right? It's a difference between like, if I were to start vibe coding something with Claude and 6 months later I release it and some guy has to look at my spaghetti code and try and figure out how it works, that's a mess. But as somebody who knows how to code, knows how to go through the code, see what works, what doesn't, clean it up and properly implement it, that's different than somebody like me vibe coding something. And I'm hoping the folks doing Helix Screen kind of know what they're doing. I mean, so far my experience with Helix Screen's been pretty good. So I got a feeling they know what they're doing. But there's a difference there between somebody who knows what they're doing using an LLM and somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, just kind of regurgitating what the LLM spits out. Yeah, if you use it as a tool, that's fine. If you use it as, this thing makes the thing I want, and I don't know how it does it, but it's a magic box that I tell it to make thing and it makes things, and then that's it, then it's a problem. Okay, how this works is if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker, but if I pick your ball and your ball wins, you get a free hat along with your spool of filament. WPA09 just rolls off the tongue. If you win, you get a free hat with your spool of filament. Good luck. Why is the case vibration? The case isn't vibrating, it is shaking. It's on anti-vibration feet, which make it move a lot, but it also makes it not shake my desk, so I like it. at the Lemon Hawk in the lead. Ooh. Yeah, there's a difference between using it as a tool for like helping speed things up versus, hey Claude, generate me a Clipper-based interface for my printer that uses a touchscreen and runs on this hardware. Okay, it spit out the code. Okay, we're gonna use it. Ship it. ABS Pro. I don't. I haven't talked to my Polymaker rep in a while. Actually, I got it because I got to withdraw all my funds from the old affiliate program. I got to do that before they close it up. Oh, I hit one in it. I hate how it measures who's winning by like as the crow flies, so closest, not like furthest in the trail, but like closest to the end. Lemon Hawk is still in the lead. Go Lemon Hawk. Unless you really bip this, you are in the lead. You might, Lemon Hawk, this is yours to lose. Unless somebody snipes it or you just completely shit the bed. I think this is yours. Lemon Hawk with the win. They were in the lead for a lot of that, too. Why are there multiple people that have lemon in their name? Okay. So congratulations, Lemon Hawk. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. Golf claps in chat. Let's get some golf claps in chat. There we go. One day somebody will win. One day somebody will get the free spool of filament, or the free hat. I mean, we give away a spool every stream, but I mean, the free hat will go to somebody one day. Not today, but one day. Okay, so we're gonna call it here. I will post pictures of this print when it finishes, obviously. It's like a 10-hour print, so it'll probably either late tonight or tomorrow. Don't forget, Friday, it'll be another early stream, so 11 a.m. Eastern time. So good for the Europeans. But tomorrow, or correction, Friday, we'll be unboxing the Snapmaker U1. So this machine I'm going to put on a shelf somewhere. I'll keep testing it, but this machine, this will be the last stream for a bit on this machine. We're going to get the Snapmaker U1 out. And then we're basically going to do what we did with this machine with the Snapmaker. So the Friday stream will be get it out, get it set up, do a demo print or two. And then Saturday, we'll get the slicer set up. We'll do some proper slicing stuff. We'll print the chameleon. We'll let that do its thing. And then Tuesday, we'll probably do another multicolor. So we're going to do the same thing with the Snapmaker. And then we'll do a comparison between the two. Because I'm loving these relatively inexpensive tool changers that are coming on the market now. And I'm hoping we get more of them, because this actually makes doing multi-material and multicolor actually practical and not wasteful. And fast. It's fast. Look how fast it is. Look, ready? Look, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, look at that. 5 seconds. Oh, bing, bang, boom. Okay. Calling it there. Shout out to FLASHFORGE. Again, they sent over this printer free of charge, just on the condition that I do content with it. If you do want to purchase one or know more about it, I do have a link below. It is not an affiliate link. So check that out, though. Just check it out so they know people are actually checking it out and they are watching the show. click the link. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for all of them and more below. Use code Canuck, save some money on places like Gamer Supps. Check them out as well. And for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you for not being able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. And if you're watching this in the future, what did you have for breakfast? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. I will see you all in the future. Good night.